Hey, Harry, it's nice to meet you again. Thank you for agreeing to take part in my podcast.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on.
Harry is a professional in outreach in digital marketing, and I have a few questions that arise as my journey unfolds in the outreach. So I experiment with instantly. I got about 10 mailbox across 5 domains, and I also work with different clients. We have mixed results. Mostly we get results from people who already know a bit about us, but not results from cold audience. So my first question, is there a different strategy from finding good leads? And not from, I got from Apollo, but maybe either I don't get enough filters, I don't get enough signals that they are ready to buy, or I think that the quality of leads and our audience is not so well targeted. So could you give advice whether we use either advanced Apollo filters or use another service for this?
Yeah, my personal belief around this, my assumption is you're not getting the reply rate you want to. And my personal belief is that it's usually not down to the lead list quality, although it can be sometimes. For most people that I speak with, it is down to their offer and how well the offer resonates with that specific niche. So firstly, if the lead list is not very specified in terms of if it's just B2B businesses of a certain size, you can create an offer, but it's never going to appeal to everyone on a very deep level. You can use Apollo data, and I use Apollo data for my day-to-day agency, and we send many emails. We've sent up to 1 million emails a month before, just using Apollo data and booking thousands of sales calls. So I tend to say Apollo data, for me, definitely works, and I think it should be able to work for everyone when you have the right resonance between the copy and that market you're reaching out to. Let's take, for example, it's recruitment agencies. You can find those on Apollo, and yes, Apollo won't be able to find 100% of the emails, but it may be able to find 70%. If you want to find 100% of those emails, you can use a tool like clay.com to do so, but just the Apollo data will be fine. The thing that will get you the responses is creating a script that is extremely tailored to the exact pain points that recruitment agencies are facing right now and making the offer very attractive. The big difference between personal sort of networks and relationship-led sales is that you can lead on the relationship to build trust. You can't do that with cold email. So you need to rely on your offer to build all of the trust for you because there's zero relationship there. So it makes it inevitably a harder sale. And the way to overcome that, as I say, is make the offer more attractive. How can we make an offer more attractive? It's Hormozi's classic offer/value equation. We need to de-risk it as much as possible for the prospect, right? So if we're offering free things up front, lead magnets or free trials of programs or pay on results basis or guarantees, that's going to make our cold outreach more effective. Another one is big outcomes. So making it purely outcome orientated rather than talk about the process and the features will help. Also time delays. So time delays in terms of making sure that it's as attractive to the prospect as possible so we can implement solutions quickly, but also get back to leads quickly. That's also a really big thing. And then obviously perceived likelihood of achievement. So how likely is it that we're going to be able to achieve what we're saying for the person via cold email? So we need to include as many case studies as possible, links to client names, links to case studies and the follow-ups, and pretty much all the social proof that we have. So I would say for most people, they come to me and they say, I'm not getting as many replies as I want to my outreach. My list is wrong. I'd say your list is probably not wrong. That's my guess. It could be wrong, but it's probably not wrong. What could be made better is your offer to be made substantially more attractive to that market, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's perfect. You tell the basics, but actually, I think that it resonates in my mind that I need to review my offer. And although I know Alex Hormozi book, and we talk all the time about Alex Hormozi also with other people and also with Eric, still there is a lot of wisdom that need to be realized and digested internally before making my offer and my first communication, cold communication more effective. So what do you think, what could you tell? Do you tell about the lengths? So you tell about the references, the results, make it also personalized. But I think that there is a limit of what we can push into first email. It could be like 6 sentences or send 7 sentences. What is the standard, gold standard at the moment? What do you think?
Great question. I would say, as a rule of thumb, to give a short answer, I would keep my emails under 150 words. I think between 50 and 150 words for a first cold email is going to be good. Generally, the more concise we make it, the better. So I write my email, ensure it's under 150 words, and I look through sentence by sentence, and I try to remove everything that's not directly adding value to the prospect. So we don't want like, hey, I hope this email finds you well. We don't want stuff like that in there, of course, because it just adds it's basically a waste of words. So we want to try and make it as efficient as possible. And all of the words in the email are adding value to the prospect, either through talking about the outcome, talking about social proof, talking about the risk reversal, talking about how it works, etc. So I would say, rule of thumb, keep it under 150 words, but try to remove everything that doesn't directly add value to the prospect.
Yeah, that's great advice. And also I will make note. I record this and I will go through it several times and make it the captions, etc., summarize it. So that's great advice, of course. So the next is how do you think that we can also make offers? Like, we work with clients and our clients ask whether we can help them to reach their audience. And we have clients who have quite a large average check, working with actually with door signs. They make door signs for hotels, for hospitals, and some of them, they get hundreds of, the orders are in hundreds of pieces, and we try to do them. Do you think this also works, not only digital products, but also physical products?
Yeah, physical products will also work. It comes down once again to the offer, how well it work. That by nature isn't very attractive offer for a business. Like helping make them signs for their doors and stuff at the hotel. It's not really going to help the hotel make substantially more money, save them money, or save them time, the 3 levers that we pull for in business. So it's not going to be easy to create a campaign like that that's going to get tons and tons and tons of leads. That's because it's demand capture offer. All right, so there's 2 main types of offers that I see: demand capture and demand generation. Demand capture is literally, as it says, capturing demand that already exists. So the people who would probably buy this product are the people that are thinking about it right now, right? If someone's not thinking about that they need it right now, it's going to be quite difficult to sell it to them. Whereas a demand generation offer is something usually tied to one of those 3 things: making a business more money, saving them money, or saving them time. And when it's framed in that way, even if someone doesn't want the exact mechanism, the exact thing, they probably want one of those 3 things: to make more money, save money, or save time. And we can frame our offer in a way that creates demand for our product that isn't already there. So what I try and do when I have offers like this that naturally aren't that attractive to businesses, I try and frame it in more of a demand generation offer. So the reason they would either use your product is because you're going to be cheaper than a competitor. So we need to ensure that if we are cheaper than competitors, then that's the thing that we lead with, and we talk about how much they could save, right? If it's going to be a thing where it's going to increase the customer experience of the stay, for example, at the hotel, and it's going to make it easier for them to leave good reviews and be more satisfied and increase lifetime value of customers, that's once again how we want to frame it. So either saving money through being cheaper than current suppliers, making more money through increased customer satisfaction experience and increased lifetime value, hoping you get repeat customers, or potentially saving time. I don't know what that angle would look like there, but you'd want to frame it in one of those ways where, rather than just saying, hey, we sell, like signs, basically, we say, hey, we help customers leave better reviews or increase your percentage of repeat customers through enhancing your experience in this specific way, right? Another way you can do it is by giving out lead magnets. So basically, if you're able to give a batch of these physical, I think this works much better for physical products, give out physical products for free, get them hooked on that, and then try and upsell from there. So just basically send out email blasts saying, would you be open to receiving 15 or 10 free of this physical product? Very easy for people to say yes then, and then once they've seen it and they've experienced it, then it's easier to actually sell them on a bigger package. So first thing is if we can reframe the offer, great, but you ideally want to pair that anyway, whether you're reframing the offer or not, with some sort of lead magnet, giving out something for free. And then once they've received it for free, it's easy for them to say yes to that because it's free, and then we try and upsell them from there.
Yeah, that's thank you for this advice. And one small question: whether we should, like this client, he wants to include some of his examples, pictures of what they did, because they think that they see that their design solutions are better than their competition. So the visuals could make a difference. Do you think that in ColdTMS we could ever include a picture?
You wouldn't be able to do this in the first email. So in the first email, there'll be no links, no attachments, nothing. But in the follow-ups, if you reply to that first email in a thread, so aka the follow-ups don't have a subject line, then you can include links and attachments. That's because the first email has already landed in their inbox. So if you reply to that email and create a thread, then you can include links and attachments.
You
as
mean
long as it's
in the same in the same sequence that the follow-up is in 7 days? Even if they don't reply, still we can make a follow-up and it lands in the inbox, right?
correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic advice, and I have never heard this before, and that is like a full revelation for me. Thank you, Haris. That's nice, because we
Good
thought
stuff.
about whether to put it in the first, but to put it in the second one is a really great advice. And what about links? The same?
Links, exactly the same. Don't put it in the first, but you can put it in the second or third or any of the follow-ups, as long as it's replying to that first email. So basically in the same thread. So on Instantly or Smart Lead, ensuring there's no subject lines in the follow-ups. That means it will reply to the first email, and then you can put links and attachments in those follow-ups.
So that's another thing important, that no subject in the follow-ups. It's very important as well. So
Yes,
usually
then it will be
put
treated as a brand new email.
Yes, that's very, very interesting thing. It worked in Instantly like this, so I don't input the subject, and then it's like the same thread. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's very deep advice. Thank you, Harry.
Yeah, good stuff.
My next question is about the AI. That frankly we do AI all over the place with different, like even content generation and helping with emails and CRM and extracting data from calls and from emails. And we created almost brand new bespoke Airtable CRM for a client, and also we have a sales calls, we prepare calls, we make go on calls with their sales team to help them go through CRM and make interactions with the CRM. So we are quite deep in this and working all the time for this, and also for the chatbot. But chatbot, even for the website, which is like 1,000 visitors per day, still only a couple of people use chatbot. They are not accustomed to using chatbot a lot. The owner doesn't see it as a major feature. It's nice to have, and we make it in 2 languages, Ukrainian and English. And we taught this chatbot to go to API to extract orders data and tracking and catalog recommendations. And even we added from production customized pictures of already designs, and it can show in the chatbot. They were very happy to use this because it's quite advanced. Because these images they take the chatbot takes from the communication in like Slack on Telegram. So it's quite interesting. But nevertheless, what do you think if this advanced website, which one of the best in Ukraine, though they have one of the top ratings and a lot of organic traffic, still many people, they don't have a lot of traffic to the website. What kind of solution, what do you think? Well, maybe this is quite a weird question because I'm in this field and I know people. But what do you feel like what people sell and what kind of offers in e-commerce using AI are like in the market? Maybe you saw something or you see some results generally in e-commerce and in particular in AI in e-commerce.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say I have deep level expertise in e-commerce at all. But if I relate this to any business that I would do an AI offer for, I wouldn't necessarily focus the offer around AI being the main thing. The main thing that businesses want is more sales, right? Effectively more revenue. I should say more profit actually, because that's either going to lead from more revenue or decrease costs, right? So for example, I imagine if traffic is an issue for a site, if they don't have a traffic issue, then I'd imagine conversion is probably things that you need to focus on, how to use AI in the process to increase conversion, whether that's AI email marketing sequences when people are at checkout and don't buy, these sorts of things. Forgive me if I sound like a rookie when I'm talking about e-commerce. I'm not skilled in it at all. but just from my conversations I've had. So I would imagine conversion is the main thing to focus on if you already have sufficient traffic. If you don't have sufficient traffic, then it's going to be mechanisms to increase front-end lead flow. I imagine it's all pretty much going to come through advertising unless it's organic traffic. If it's organic traffic, then I would imagine it's using AI to find ways to increase the output of that organic traffic. If it's YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, trying to see ways in which you can do that, and also follow up with leads, I would imagine in comments, in DMs, etc. So automations to create more flow from organic traffic. If it's advertising, then I imagine it's using AI in the process to potentially create more creatives that you can test, or ways to optimize the funnel so you can increase ad spend and basically reduce your cost of acquisition. So I'm not 100% sure what it would look like for each individual business, but if they have a traffic problem, then obviously it needs to be something that addresses that, which is going to be lead flow, either organic or paid ads. If they don't have a traffic problem, then I'd imagine it's a conversion problem and focusing on that. But I honestly see it the same as cold email. If people aren't even sending enough emails, you don't have a conversion problem, you have a traffic problem. Most people have a traffic problem. I don't know if it's the same with e-commerce, but I'm relating it to cold email. And I focus on ways which people can increase the output of their traffic, their lead flow first before focusing on conversion. So I don't know if that helps. I haven't answered the question directly around e-commerce, but that's the way that I personally see it.
That's great advice, Harry. I enjoy like your way of thinking, and again, I will record this and revisit this, and I'm sure that when I publish and I will share with my friends in the community, everybody will get a lot of value from your advice. And
I hope so.
But what do you recommend? Maybe you recommend some resource, or you have your own blog, or you recommend some people who are on top of the market and they have the most deep advice about outreach. As you see, we have some group, especially one person, my peer student from London, who is into outreach, and we will meet later today. We meet with several people regularly, like once per week or once per 2 weeks. And so with him, we meet today and we'll discuss the strategies for outreach. So I think that is one of the best things that is absolutely scalable and can be applied to any business if we know this field like as good as you, maybe not as good as you, but to some extent. So what kind of learning, studying do you recommend for us to advance? Apart from actually doing the steps, and we do it with campaigns, but maybe you get some resources to recommend and you have your own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So I personally am a huge advocate of YouTube to learn. That's where I learned a lot of the skills that I have around cold email. It's YouTube. I have my own channel on there, and I try and post just purely transparent, value-driven stuff around how I create campaigns, the tools that I use, the processes, the frameworks that I have. So that could be useful. There's also a bunch of other, if you just type in cold email on YouTube, you're going to see tons and tons of free courses, free videos. I would just immerse yourself as much as that possible. And then you really want to be diving into communities that are led by experts. This is probably going to be like Smart Lead's actual community. So Smart Lead have a community on Slack. So do Clay. These are communities that are going to be full of people actually who are experts running campaigns day to day. And you can probably get the most insight from these communities. So I would say they're going to be really valuable. Other than that, YouTube, there's going to be some school communities out there as well. I also have one of my own, which is going to be posting outreach advice. But yeah, I would say YouTube is the place to start. And then if you're looking for very technical advice or very specific strategies, I would go into these like Slack channels that are created by the big platforms in the space, like Smart Lead or Clay. I think that's where you find the top talent there.
Yeah, thank you, Harry. So I subscribe to your channel and I see that you have regular, we post regularly. And I wonder about the algorithms of YouTube, as you don't have like millions of views. But anyway, I will go through this. It will be my next step after this meeting. So that's I'm happy that we met, and I think you and your brother also. I met with your brother, and
yes.
So you have a deep understanding of the trends and how this works. And so, if you don't mind, I will leave some comments and on YouTube and hope to get some answers someday.
Yes, of course.
I would recommend you to anyone who is if you have I see acquired growth session, definitely I enjoy and also everything that you do. Like, thank you,
much appreciated.
Hope to
yeah, absolutely, we'll jump on another call for sure.
So I'll also see that you have some gyms, not from gym, but like from fitness. So you do
Yes.
a lot of training. I'm 51 and I go to the gym every day. But today, at this time, usually I go to the gym, but I just postpone it to later.
Yeah.
I go out every day.
Amazing.
So maybe I will share also my Instagram. You will see someday.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. It's important to have the hobbies as well and keep yourself healthy and fit. Helps you work hard as well. So yeah, definitely enjoy that. And that's awesome to hear, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Harry. Such a